Welcome to week 6, Getting Gritty. We're going to take a look at creating and developing our deliberate practice plans for our creative challenges. You guys have came up with some great ideas, some interesting projects, and you seem very excited about getting started. Some of you may have already gotten started, but this week we're going to focus on creating a plan for these. So we're going to go into week 6. We have our announcement and our checklist for this week. In terms of reading, I have chapter 4 of Angela Duckworth's book, Grit. If you do enjoy the book, I do recommend purchasing it. I'm not requiring it for this course. Any required reading from the book I'll be posting in PDF forms throughout the semester. So just read that chapter, and she proposes a multi-level goal concept where we set small-term goals to help achieve bigger-term goals, long-term goals. So that's something you might want to really consider planning out. What smaller steps can you take and successfully achieve in order to move towards your bigger project? So really consider how you could use that to your advantage when creating your proposal for your deliberate practice plan. Now remember, not only does it identify what you need to do to succeed in your projects, but also just the idea of accomplishing goals is a great thing. It makes you feel super positive about what you're doing. So if you have all these great little moments building up to your bigger challenge, you'll feel more positive about the entire experience and will stick to it. It'll keep you gritty. So we have our plan. That's our first assignment. And we have 2 discussion boards this week. The first one, I'm going to jump ahead here. The first one is our vocabulary challenge. One of the core things that we're required to do is to help enhance communication skills, and that includes enhancing your vocabulary. We're going to do it a little bit differently, not just give you a list of words and memorize them, but we are going to learn from each other. So I'd like you to find 3 words. Maybe it's something a word that you enjoy using that other people may not be so familiar with, or research things. Look up difficult or challenging words. There are tons of lists online. And I'd like you to post 3 words and their definition. And that's your initial post for this week. Your responses are going to be a little different. What I'd like you to do is find 2 other students that you either like the words that they listed or you've never heard of any of them. Remember to challenge yourself with this and create sentences correctly using the words and their definition. So your initial post, give us 3 interesting words that could help us increase our vocabulary. And your responses are creating sentences out of your classmates' word list. All right, so respond by, initial post should be up by Wednesday or Thursday, and just respond by Sunday night. The other 2 parts of your assignments for this week are creating a proposal, a presentation that shows your plan of deliberate practice. What will you be doing to ensure your success for this creative challenge? So this is essentially a slide presentation. You can use Google Slides, you can use PowerPoint, even a Prezi if you prefer, but plan out what are you going to do. This is going to be reflecting on research. What are other people doing to learn this skill? And what you intend to do based on your research. So the research aspect should include 5 reputable sources that helped you build your deliberate practice plan. And I'd like you to create an annotated bibliography for these. That's why we had you practice it earlier on the semester. Remember to do 2 paragraphs, one summarizing the article and a second one analyzing it. What is it going to do for me? And remember to add the full citation as well. So in this presentation, I want to know why you've chosen this particular practice or methodology. What is your schedule? How much time is going to be involved? And also, what sort of variables or obstacles may get in your way? By identifying those earlier on, you may be able to figure out workarounds and consider how something could get in your way so you can plan it out a little bit better. What are some of the budget and the costs involved? Do you need to purchase anything new, or these are items that you already have at your home? Maybe your project doesn't even need anything extra. It's all based on what you're doing. And I'd also like you to take 1 or 2 slides to kind of reflect on how you feel about the plan. Are you nervous about doing this? Did you have a lower grit score and you sometimes let things kind of slide by or never complete things, or are you feeling really ambitious about this plan? How do you feel? Are you challenging yourself, do you feel? So this is, we also have a download here. So this is going to be the full presentation. This is due Sunday night. In the meantime, I'd also like you to post on the discussion board kind of a rough draft. So let me go ahead to that section. So create a rough draft. Now you can just write your notes. I'm looking for maybe a 500-word minimum, or if you want to build your presentation and list it as a work in progress, you can go ahead and do that. So post that by Wednesday or Thursday night. Either day is fine. Remember, the earlier you get something up on the discussion board, the more feedback you can get on it. Post your plan, and then respond to at least 2 other classmates. So this is twofold. This is making sure that the presentations look great, that everyone's fulfilling the assignment, so you've got sort of a peer review session going on, but also this is an opportunity to look at other people who are doing something very similar and seeing how they're addressing their creative challenges, so we can learn from each other, maybe get some tips, or maybe you can go back and look at someone who is taking on something that you're an expert in, and you can give them some tips as well. Now, the other thing to remember is this discussion board and the final submission on Sunday are 2 separate grades. So don't just post on the discussion board and think you're good. You still have to submit a final version of your presentation by Sunday night. I would not post on both the same day, because then you miss out on adding any feedback to your presentation. So maybe try to get your rough draft up early, and then wait maybe a couple days if you need to before posting, or just submit it on Sunday as well. But keep working on both of them as we progress through the week. So that's the main, those are the assignments for this week. At the end of the week, you're gonna understand how smaller goals can help you build up to bigger ones, how to apply critical thinking, creative thinking, and research to plan out a deliberate practice plan, and how to build your vocabulary by learning socially. In online learning, one of the main principles is that we learn socially from others before we learn individually. So we take from other people as well to build into our own experiences. So I hope you have fun doing these plans. If you have any questions, definitely email me throughout the week. I'll be glad to help you on them. Also, make sure that you check my grades over here. Feedback and grades have been posted for the last couple of weeks, so make sure that you are checking that regularly to know where you are in the class or what areas you need improvement on. All right, good luck and have a great week.